Hello and welcome back to the Eyes of Ode gaming channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I have another older game in my What Is It and Is It Worth It game review series. In this video I will go through the various aspects of the game, trying my best to avoid spoilers for new players and give examples of similar games as well as my personal opinion as to whether I would recommend the game with a thumbs up or thumbs down and if I personally enjoyed it. I won't be giving a number rating to the game as many other channels do, as I find this to be a very arbitrary way of rating games, which like any other entertainment is completely subjective, and instead I prefer to give enough info for you to make a decision on your own if you would like to go forward with picking up this title for yourself. Are you a fan of the over-the-top 80s sci-fi movies and wish that there was a game that would put you right in the middle of one? Well, your search might be over as we take a look at Farcry Blood Dragon, a game released back in 2013 that does just that, while putting you in control of an extremely stereotypical and equally over-the-top protagonist, voiced by none other than the iconic 80s hero Kyle Reese.
Come with me if you want to live.
Far Cry Blood Dragon was released as a standalone expansion to Far Cry 3, so expect very similar mechanics to that game, but with a twist. The great thing about this being a standalone means that if you don't own a copy of Far Cry 3, it doesn't matter, you can still enjoy this one. So what is Blood Dragon? Has it held up over the years? And is it worth picking up as a first-time player? Let's take a look together at this title developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft and find out if it's right for you. So as stated earlier, the game looks, feels, and plays out like an 80s sci-fi movie. Your badass cybernetic super soldier protagonist named Rex Power Colt will be tasked with a fairly typical Far Cry style objectives, such as taking out outposts, or in this case garrisons, killing animals, and tackling side quests, all the while having a main story campaign playing out as you push through the missions assigned to you. The setting is a dystopian cyberpunk-styled 2007, and without going too deep into the storyline, your main objectives are designed around the confronting the main villains similar to other Far Cry titles, and liberating sections of the map which start out under their control. The game mechanics, again, are very similar to any other Far Cry game. It takes place in an open-world map, though expectedly smaller than the other main series installments in the franchise. You will play in first-person mode with a weapon wheel, which will allow you to switch between different weapons during combat. As the namesake would suggest, Blood Dragons will play an important role throughout the game. These are large, very strong creatures which will be hostile to the player, though they can be manipulated through the use of cyber hearts collected from downed enemies. The open world means you are free to explore between accepting missions, and objectives such as capturing garrisons can often be completed multiple different ways. Completing side missions can be important as they will allow you to purchase upgrades for your weapons, giving you an edge in combat. Taking over garrisons will also give you fast travel points, allowing for quicker movement around the map. The graphics are still pretty solid even today. The cyberpunk aesthetic and colors used in the game are really good and hold your interest during play. The contrast between the dark environments and very bright and colorful enemies and explosions will make them really pop. The landscape itself, although unique to the game, does not offer much in the way of diversity as you explore the map, and most areas will feel all very similar. NPCs do look very good, especially with their high contrast to their dark surroundings. Overall, I would say the strong point is in its niche style of 80s sci-fi, and I would expect players will come into this one either loving the style or completely hating it.
In the near future, at the end of the 20th century,
throughout the game, you're going to have many throwbacks to 80s B-movie cliches. If you're a fan of the genre, this will most likely have a very good impression on you. There is an ever-present cheesy humor mixed with the absolute gung-ho military and masculine rhetoric.
Crouch to go lower.
Just let me kill people, damn it.
To look around, look around.
This is not cool.
Moving allows you to go in many exciting directions.
All of this comes together to form a surprising deviation from the Ubisoft standard of creating broad generic titles to appeal to the largest demographic possible, and instead is really catering to a specific gamer with specific tastes. There are multiple different collectibles to be found throughout the map, and many side quests to keep you busy as you play the game. Vehicles and driving is definitely limited compared to other games in the franchise, and will not be such a major component in this particular title. Sound in the game is great. The synthwave soundtrack is really quite good and fits the environment and feel of the game perfectly. Weapons, attacks, and enemies will all have a very sci-fi and robotic sound, which is quite fitting for the game. There may not be a ton of variation throughout the game, but the sounds which are present are all done quite well and will still hold up quite well today. The absolute gem in this one is the voice acting and absurdly cheesy and over-the-top style of the protagonist.
I fucking hate tutorials, and this one is terrible.
In terms of comparisons, obviously any other Far Cry game. The overall gameplay formula, open world map, first person shooter, weapon wheel, outpost liberation, general storyline, everything about it screams Far Cry. Other comparisons would be the Deus Ex with similar dark dystopian style, though Blood Dragon is much less serious and plays more into the cheesiness of it. I would imagine Cyberpunk due to it being Cyberpunk style, though I haven't personally played this one yet, so I cannot confirm or deny this. So now that we've looked at some of the features of the game, we reach the point of my review where I give a more subjective look at my personal experience with it. Please keep in mind that the following is just my opinion of the game, and if the features and genre seem interesting to you, you should definitely check it out for yourself, as not all games are for all gamers. The game that you hate might be the next gamer's all-time favorite, which is one of the things that I love about gaming. There's always something for someone out there. Did I enjoy the game, and would I recommend this one to others?
The word is yes, Carl.
Yes, definitely. If you enjoy Far Cry games, this one will be another in the franchise you can pick up and play with ease. If you enjoy cheesy 80s sci-fi, you will love the references, humor, and style. Overall, I thought this was a very well done game, and actually a great title all on its own rather than just being considered a spin-off expansion. If you have any interest at all, this game is most likely easily found at a heavy discount, and so I highly recommend picking it up, as it is a ton of fun. Just keep in mind it really is just full of humor and parody and does not take itself seriously at all. With that being said, it is excellent fun to just jump in, cause mayhem, and really get into the feel the game is going for. So I hope you enjoyed this look at Far Cry Blood Dragon. Have you played the game already? Let me know your own experience with it down in the comments, and if you agree or disagree with my personal feelings on it. It's great to start discussions so other gamers can get an idea of what other people think of the game to decide if it's right for them. Did this review help you decide whether to go with it or pass on the title? I would be very happy to hear your feedback on what you decided to do as well. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a like on here, and also consider subscribing to the channel. I upload a variety of gaming content from reviews like this one, to Let's Play, strategy videos, gaming news rants, and others, and would love to have you join the community here and contribute to the direction of the channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today, and until next time, take care.